Qbert is turning 40 years old, and in today's video I'm sharing with you a new unofficial port, RubyQ. This is an updated version of Qbert for the Atari 2600, and it's amazing. I'm a big fan of the original arcade release, been playing it since it came out, and so I wanted to share this. And also going to be sharing some other versions of Qbert Arcade in the original 2600 release, as it's important to see how very different this version is. And gosh, it's got some awesome features. So sit back, relax. Here we go. Here is a classic arcade. Many people grew up with this timeless classic, as I did. It was in arcades. It actually sold rather well. It was programmed by Warren Davis, and I know that many people have positive memories of playing this. Here is the original 2600 release. I actually played this quite a bit, as you know, it was one of the first cartridges, third-party cartridges I got that wasn't released by Atari themselves. It was a Parker Brothers release. As you know, they made some really good games. Here's the original cartridge, manual, and box. And here is the original 2600 gameplay. Now, this is known to not be the best looking game. The gameplay is good, and it's a scaled back version of the arcade. It's still a lot of fun to play. I still think this is one of the better arcade ports, gameplay wise, on the original Atari 2600. And I still love to go back and play this. The one thing that I really enjoyed about this release is the speed. It's really fast, and I think it captures the essence of the arcade release. And you know, there's a lot of people, such as myself, you know, I lived in a rural area. I didn't get to go to arcades all the time. I had to go far away to actually play at an arcade that had Qbert, but I had a 2600, eventually got one, went to my cousin's house and played a lot of Atari 2600, and eventually later on I did get my own 2600 and I played this. It's such a fantastic game, and it's a good fit on the original 2600, but it has limitations. You know, the play field, some people complain about how that looked, but it has a lot of what made the arcade awesome. I just wanted to show here, and I just I can't really stop playing, as you know, I was getting into the zone and actually having a good game for myself, and just really appreciate how diverse arcade releases were ported on the original Atari 2600. As you know, I'm a big fan of the console. I have several games on it and got to experience this, you know, back in the day, you know, playing this on original 2600. Now here is the new release, RubyQ. I don't have the box yet. The box is going to be shipped to me. It wasn't ready in time for this video, and they weren't at PRGE, but I picked this up directly from Albert at AtariAge at their booth at Portland Retro Gaming Expo. There is who is credited with all the awesomeness of this release. Excellent manual, several levels, and many things in this version that weren't in the release. It is amazing. And I'm a big Qbert fan, and the manual talks about all the great things of each stage that there is. Now, this is not a one-to-one arcade port. This is, I think it's even better in some ways. What's cool is it also utilizes some accessories, the Atari Vox being one of them. It also uses Quad Atari for two-player cooperative gameplay. That's crazy. They pulled out all the bells and whistles for this unofficial release. Here we go. So it has a really nice title, introductory, and you know, this is just one of many new releases from AtariAge. The link is below to the AtariAge store, where you're going to be able to experience many other great releases that came out now on physical cartridge for your classic consoles, Atari 78, 26, 52, Jaguar, and many more. And so look at all the different options. You can play classic mode, easy, normal. Oh, there's so many different options. There's even graphic options. And one thing I like the black graphics option. I think it looks really good. And, you know, here it is. I think the cubes look a lot better. It's centered. And yes, classic gameplay, very fast, just like the other 2600 release. And the graphics look so much better. This version does have slight flicker, but, you know, there's some other modes that you can adjust. And you can choose how you want to play it. If you want it to be funky, if you want it to be classic, if you want to be difficult. And so this is probably one of my favorite new releases. And I heard about this. I was excited. I went over to the AtariAge booth and you could just play it, and it was just simply stunning. And so yes, very challenging, even on a normal setting, just like the arcade, you know. And so the enemies look so much better, the sprites look better, the playfield looks better. There's more gameplay variability, and I'm going to be showing just a little bit of that. So yes, I'm just definitely getting into the groove. And, you know, there's more information on the AtariAge forums as well about this release from the programmers. And, you know, they just did a wonderful job. Really, really excited about sharing this with you. And I just think it just shows just the capabilities of what the original 2600 was capable of. Yes, it doesn't look exactly like the arcade, but it offers more gameplay options. And I think this really matters. And it's definitely worth the price. I do believe you can get a loose cart. And so even for people that just want to play this, it's just simply stunning. Just really nice to see that they went all out. I just wanted to show gameplay. Now the voice, the Atari Vox enhancement does take additional hardware. It's hard to hear on this video. I don't know if it was a cable I was using, but it did work. And I just think that's like a bonus option to this whole package. Now, you know, there's several other homebrew games that utilize the Atari Vox hardware, and you can get that at AtariAge as well. It works with Vectrex and 7800. You have to use a cable extension to make it work with the second player port on your Atari 7800. But that Atari Vox enhancement, speech enhancement, really is sweet. There's just so many cool things about this. Also, the Atari Vox has a save key feature where you can save your high score. I think that's just cream on the top. And so I had a pretty good game, I thought. And so there you go. It saves your initials. And I'm going to show you kind of a different mode here. Let's see. I'm going to choose a different mode. Funky mode. Let's do funky mode. And we'll do normal. We'll do turbo play. Turbo play is crazy. And I think I definitely want to show that because it gets pretty intense very fast. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the scanline graphics. It does have some different looking graphics, but I still think it's awesome. Look how fast that gameplay is. That's nuts. So you can definitely choose how you want to play. I'm not doing too great at all. It's intense. And so if you're a big fan of Qbert, I definitely in the comments below, let me know your experiences. Have you played the original release? What versions did you play? Did you play it on Coleco? Did you play it on Intellivision? Did you play it on classic computers? Definitely want to hear, and just wanted to show just a couple different modes here, as I just think it's awesome. And you know, one of the best newest releases for the 2600. I just came home from the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and I've been playing this the whole time. It's just a great release, and to all that were involved with it, thank you so much. Gladly was happy to shell out some money for this, as you know, gosh, there's so many choices of games to play, aftermarket games as well. I talked to people at the show that were like, going to be picking up some classic hardware just because of these releases. So what did you think? If you're interested in picking up a physical copy of this 2600 release, you can head on over to the AtariAge store where you can pick up a copy complete in box. I didn't get my box. It wasn't ready yet for PRGE, but it was awesome to see it up and running on original hardware with a CRT. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.